Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of Shrishti, the Umar Khalid case, a legal explainer. Who am I? Well, I am your host, Shrishti Junjanwala from Shrishti. In criminal law, there's a basic principle we are taught on day one. Bail is the rule and jail is the exception. So, what happens when that principle is reversed by law itself? That's where the Umar Khalid case comes in. To give you some context of the case, Umar Khalid was a former JNU student activist. He was arrested in September 2020 in connection with the larger conspiracy case of the February 2020 Delhi riots. He has been in jail for more than 5 years. No conviction, trial not concluded. The law involved in this case is basically he's charged under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act UAPA. Here's what makes UAPA different from other ordinary criminal law. Under Section 43D, Clause 5 of UAPA, a court cannot grant bail if, on prima facie reading of the prosecution's case, the accusation appears to be true. This simply means that the court is not deciding guilt. It is only asking, does the prosecution story on paper hold together? And that single question and threshold is enough to keep an under trial incarcerated for years. How did the court apply this to the Umar Khalid case? Courts have repeatedly held that the charge sheets, the witness statements, and also the alleged speeches discloses a prima facie case of the conspiracy. This is very crucial. At the bail stage, courts do not test evidence like in a trial. They don't cross examine witnesses, they don't weigh circumstances or contradictions. They assume the prosecution version to be true temporarily, even though. That's why bail under UAPA is very structurally rare. The defense can argue on three core factors. These points are 1. There is no direct evidence that links Khalid to the acts of violence cause. No weapons, no funding trail, and no present at the riot sites. Second, most evidence is actually purely circumstantial. WhatsApp chats, speeches, witness statement records were recorded much later on. The third argument is mere dissent or protest speech without incitement to violence is actually protected under Article 19(1) context of the Constitution. The defense essentially says this that conspiracy is being inferred, not proven. The bigger legal question or the issue at hand is this case sits at the intersection of national security laws and personal liberty under Article 21. The Supreme Court itself has earlier said prolonged incarceration of under trials raises a constitutional concern and issue. Yet, under UAPA procedure often outlasts punishment. When trials take years and bail is denied at the threshold, detention itself becomes punitive. So, why this case matters to all of us? This isn't about whether you agree with Umar Khalid's ideology. It's about actually questioning the legal system where liberty depends on not on conviction but on how low the bail threshold is set by statute. As citizens of this country and also as legal thinkers, the real question is this: can a democracy justify years of imprisonment without a verdict? This is something to ponder upon. I am Shrishti and this was Shrishti, where law meets live reality.